Hi. Welcome, everybody. And boom. Hi. Hi. Hi, everybody. Can everybody hear okay? Hopefully. Hi. Sending request. And I'm waiting, but I don't know. Hi, guys. I'm okay. Let me see what's going on here. S-Range is unable to join. Really? Who's shocked about that? Not me. Why? Oh, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. How's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah.
Everything works? Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can just about hear you. The volume's a little bit low, but
Let me check if I can increase it. It's maximum here.
okay.
It might be the... I don't know. Better?
Kind of.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. I was like, what happened? I tried to get you and it was saying you weren't able to join and I was like, oh, what's new?
Oh yeah, I mean, the internet is horrible down here, so you never know.
Yeah, it happens to me almost most of the interviews. It's like hard to find the people to come online.
Yeah.
So you can hear me okay, yeah?
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. Can everybody hear S-Range? Can everybody give me a thumbs up?
Fail my man.
So how's everything with you?
Everything's good. I mean, we're all waiting for something to happen. I mean, we're all waiting for the party to start, but yeah, let's see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's been a while, hey?
Yeah, I mean, almost 2 years now, and I mean, people are getting very frustrated. Like, let's come on, let's open, let's go, let's have a party.
Yeah. I see that I just saw on ZNA's page that they postponed it now until 2022.
Oh, the CNN, the CNN.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, I was looking forward to go there this year too, but I mean, it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. So where are you right now then?
I'm down in Brazil.
Okay. Nice weather.
Oh, I mean, for the last couple of days, it's been really horrible. But I mean, now it's starting to break up again. So I probably was just like a little glitch in the system.
Yeah.
I don't know why my camera is starting to dim all the time.
It's starting to what?
Dim. It's dimming down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway. Yeah.
Well, welcome anyways. Welcome and thank you for doing this. And
thank you for having me. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. And hi, everybody. Thanks for coming here and joining us. And so, yeah, let's wanted to start with where you're originally from.
Oh, I'm originally from Sweden, and me and my boys like Atmos and Noma, we started like going to parties in the late 90s, and if it wasn't for them, I mean, I would never start making music. I mean, I had some friends. I had some friends working in record shops, and they're all starting to hear this new music called psytrance.
Oh, it froze. Hopefully it's gonna come back. Hello? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's like somehow, I mean, I have to keep pressing my screen, otherwise it's just getting down.
Oh, I wonder if that's your phone is on. Your phone is on, like, you know, when your phone has a certain amount of time when the screen shuts down, maybe, like on a timer.
Yeah, maybe. 1 second. I'll try to put on.
Maybe. Yeah. Spiral track. Somebody's saying. Hi, everybody. Hopefully we get him back. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, now it's better.
Maybe that was it.
Yeah, probably. Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, it's cool. We always have some technical issues when it goes live, so
yeah,
it's all part of the fun.
Yeah. So what I'm saying was that, I mean, in the late 90s, a lot of my friends were, yeah, they were starting to go to all these parties, all the warehouse parties, and we were like thinking like, wow, we went to Goa, and it's like there was a whole new thing. It was like, well, Swedish people were like, oh, you should go to Goa. It's like this new place where all the guys, like, instead of going to any Mediterranean countries, like going to Spain or Greece, or like, you should go to some exotic places like Thailand, India. So we went to Goa there, and then it's like we stumbled up on this psytrance, and we're like, wow, what is this?
So what year was that?
That was around 96, 97.
Okay. Wow, so you went there pretty, yeah, 97, nice. It was a nice time then.
Yeah, yeah. This was before the internet and before smartphones, and I mean, you couldn't even have a camera. I mean,
hi, Aja.
If they caught you with a camera, they were like, okay, let's remove the film, and then sorry, but you're not allowed to come in here. Like,
oh.
So there was no people taking photos. There was like, everybody was more like hush hush, and yeah, I mean, it was more about the experience. You had to be there to feel it.
Yes.
And not going online.
Yeah, on those times, a lot of the people didn't like cameras at the parties or stuff, you know.
No, I mean, for many different reasons. I mean, people were like, okay, no, this is off-camera zone. This is not going to happen. And
yeah.
it built to the experience too. It was more like a mystery, and everybody was like, wow, this is something new, and like, what is going on here? And actually, yeah.
Okay, and so you were saying, when did you start actually like producing music then?
I think it was around 98, yeah.
Okay, so you like went to the, like, you got into the trance scene by going to parties, and that's how you got into.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hi, Denise.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, we had friends that was doing techno and doing electronic music, and they were all like, yeah, I mean, why don't you buy some synthesizers, or why don't you try to do it yourself? And it's like, well, how hard can it be? I mean, I like music, and I have an engineering degree, and I mean, I know math and physics. So it's like, oh, let's give it a try, you know?
Okay.
And from there, I mean, then me and Magnus from Noma and Thomas Atmos and DJ Antti and all these people started at the same time, you know.
Oh, and, okay. So did you all start together, then making music together in the beginning?
Yeah, the other guys were probably like 1 or 2 years before me. And there was Human Blue, Dog. This guy was also, he was the mentor for the other guys. And DJ Antti, he was more like the DJ guy that created parties, going to London, playing all over the world. And I was like, wow, this is cool. So he started Spiral Tracks, and then suddenly like, okay, so why wouldn't you try to release music there? And suddenly we're all friends, releasing music with DJ Antti, and then we all were friends from the beginning. So
Okay. So okay. So when you started, then you were in where were you when you started like producing your music?
that was in Gothenburg, Sweden.
Okay. Okay, and then so can I ask you, like, before you got into like electronic music, what were you into, like, before you got into?
I mean, I was more into heavy metal and hard rock music. I mean, I like Tangerine Dream and Kraftwerk and Show Me Shar, but those were more like, yeah, it was not danceable music. It was more like listening music, and it was kind of like, wow, this is something totally different. But at the same time, I really like Depeche Mode and other 90s dance bands, like anything that was doing like electronic club music.
Okay.
That was cool too. So yeah, I mean, I like music. I mean, good quality music is everything.
Exactly. Yeah, and what was your first, like, so when you started making music, what do you think your style was when you actually started?
I think it was pretty much full on. I mean,
Full on?
Yeah, but with a Scandinavian twist. We like the progressive side of building something, but in a high tempo. So both Noma, is S-Range, Human Blue, and Atmos, we were all like in 142 to 148 BPM, doing very fast. But it was kind of building up, so it was the full-on tempo, but it was progressive. So some people were like coining it like, oh, this is the Scandinavian trance.
Okay. So, yeah, you have like the Israeli, you have the, like, you know, the French.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're all listening to Extreme, we're all listening to Astral Projection, Euphoria, all these big bands that was hitting in the 97, 98, or those bands that we were like super impressed with. So, and then we started to do something that maybe influenced by them, but in our own way.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was very fun because I mean, we didn't know anything. We didn't play any instruments. We were just fooling around, and then suddenly this guy said, "No, you should release it." It's like, really? Okay, so let's go for it.
Okay, and so then, actually, how long have you been making music for then now? Like,
yeah, probably like 20 plus years.
20 plus years.
Yeah.
Okay. And huh?
Yeah, I think my first release was in 1999.
99. And what was that on what label was that on?
I think it was on DJ Bim's label.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it was called Apocalypse. Like, because that was the time, you know, everybody's screaming, oh, it's 1999, it's going to be the apocalypse. We have the Y2K virus coming, and all the computers will shut down, the world will finish, you know, all this doomsday scenarios was playing out. So
hi, Simone. Can you see the comments here?
I see
Anthony?
Yeah.
Okay, because there's some people saying stuff. I can't read it all, so I'm like, yeah.
Oh, hi, Raleigh. Raleigh. Guys asking about Spiral Tracks.
Okay, so it was on DJ Bim's label.
Yeah, that was a Medium. I think he had this for a couple of years before he sold it to some Israelis.
Okay.
And then he had Compact Records too.
Was that on one of his compilations that he released?
Yeah, I think it was on it's called Neighborhood.
Okay.
And that was basically a Scandinavian compilation by me, Atmos, and Noma, and some other guys, and some Germans. So it was very like progressive with a little bit higher tempo than today's progressive.
Today's progressive, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that what you can consider your style, like, is like more like progressive, or what do you think your style is like now?
No, I think at that time everybody called it crossover. It was like something between the progressive guys and the full-on guys.
Okay.
So all the shows that we played was all the time bridging before the progressive guys started the party, and then we came in the middle, and then there was some full-on guy ending the party. So we were always playing there in the middle there.
Okay.
Like crossover building up to this frenzy.
Trance scene. And when was your like your first like ever live gig that you did?
Oh, my first ever live gig was, I think, was '98.
98?
Yeah, I think I just had equipment for like a few months. And a friend of mine said, like, okay, we're having this club, we're having these electronic events, so why don't you play your music? It's like, yeah, but how should I do it? No, just bring your studio with you. It's like, yeah, but how, you know? So I had no clue about what to do. So I brought my Atari computer, I brought a synthesizer, a mixer, a synthesizer, and I hooked up everything, and I was playing track by track from the computer.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, so it was kind of like, okay, it was more like a, I don't know, a performance than a real live act.
And where was that? Where was that?
That was in Gothenburg, in one of those regular discotheques clubs.
Okay. So that was in '98.
No, '98, yeah.
Okay.
That was my first live performance. I played a few DJ gigs before in Goa and Thailand, and yeah.
Okay.
But my major first really big gig was Boom Festival 2000.
2000?
Yeah.
Okay, that was at the Boom Festival.
Yeah, because
somebody's saying Master Anthony Legend.
So the funny thing was that I went to Goa in '99, and I played in the Millennium. There was supposed to be a big party in Paradiso.
Okay.
And for some reason, the Indian government they completely stopped that party, and they had renovated the whole place like beautifully, and they just bulldozed everything and said, "Sorry, you cannot have a party."
Oh, wow.
So, and then Hilltop was making a party, and Hilltop and Shiva Valley and all these things. So I played on Hilltop in the morning of the Millennium, and then I asked Diogo. Diogo was the guy from Boom Festival, and I asked, like, "You want to listen to my music? I really want you to hear it." And then he already knew DJ Antti and all the guys from Spire Tracks.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, a few months later, he asked me, like, "Why don't you come to play Boom Festival?"
Boom Festival.
Yeah. So that was my first major breakthrough, put me on the map, so to speak.
Okay, so that was at the Boom Festival in Portugal, 2000.
2000, yeah. And
okay.
And that was one of those, one of the biggest events at that time. Because only before that was in Osora in 1999 when there was a total eclipse. Yeah. And I mean, any other parties were like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people, and suddenly you had 20,000 or more people like coming to a festival.
Yeah.
So suddenly we have these mega events popping up.
Yeah, some of the festivals, well, some of the first Boom festivals were amazing back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the time before. Yeah, I mean, everything changed because before we had like, it was more about the music and the scene, and it was not so much about the artists themselves.
Yeah.
So today we focus more on the ego to try to, like, here I am, I'm have a selfie, like, look at me. And I mean, the first trance parties I went to, I mean, where's the DJ? It's like, yeah, no, the guy's over there somewhere in the booth.
Somewhere
like,
over there.
Yeah, it's like, Where? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, killer music. Like, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Back then it was more about just going to the party and you know, enjoying the vibe and the music and not really worrying about like who's playing or, you know, who's the lineup or whatever, you know.
No, because that wasn't interesting. The interesting thing was like, okay, so what are you gonna do now? We're gonna party. Okay, cool. Like, who are you gonna meet? I'm gonna meet my friends. Okay, where? Yeah, we're gonna go to this place. And and everybody was like, wow, what is this music? And nobody cared about like asking like, who's the DJ? Like that was even important. It's like just the music.
Yeah,
And the next day you could go to Anjuna Beach or Anjuna Market, flea market, and say like, okay, can I get some mixtapes? And you start collecting mixtapes and go like, wow, yeah, this was kind of the music we listened to this party.
Yeah, the Indian guys used to sell like the cassettes, like recording of parties. I don't even know how they got them, but
no, I heard some stories like what they were doing, like they were actually like hooking up to the PA system, and they just put a recorder into the PA system, like, and then they were like piggybacking on all the speakers or the amplifiers, like anywhere you could get it.
Yeah.
But then I had some Swedish friends also that made mixtapes. And Henrik and Lucas, those guys were like one of the pioneers from Gothenburg to DJ and make mixtapes from Goa.
Okay.
But they're all guys that stay there for a whole season every year. So they're pretty much made their livings on selling mixtapes on Anjuna Flea Market.
On Anjuna Flea Market, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought about that. I used to like make mixtapes for friends, but I never thought of like making money out of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I actually saw. I think I saw you playing and Riktam and Bansi and Jonas, little Jonas. Those I saw you guys playing like in like at that time, 98, 99.
Oh, really? Hey?
Yeah, around there. And I was always asking my friends, like, so you have any mixtapes from them? It's like, no, but we make our own mixtapes.
Yeah. Yeah. I was never really very good at like recording my sets or anything. Yeah. But wow. So I didn't realize that you went to Goa like so early, like back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean.
And then.
Oh, go on.
What? And then so then you like your first gig, and then you were at the Boom Festival, and then like where did it go from there? Like I mean.
Well, after the Boom Festival, it got crazy. I mean, suddenly I got bookings for every weekend around the world. People were like, and they were asking about where's the music, and then DJ Antti from Spire Tracks said like, okay, no, it's time for you to start releasing music here.
Music, okay.
Yeah, and then I was just releasing an EP on Flying Rhino with the two of my most like biggest hits, like Kim and Larger Plan. Those two tracks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were on Flying Rhino, and and they sold tremendously. They were like pressing like crazy. And then DJ Antti was like, so why don't you release with me instead? I mean, I'm here in your hometown and everything. I mean, and I was like, okay, but Flying Rhino is kind of a bigger deal, like, no, but we are growing, we're going to get big. and Thomas Atmos, he was already releasing a lot on Flying Rhino, and he was
Flying Rhino, yes. Yeah.
And he was the guy that put me in contact with James too, and sent that tape over to him to listen to my tracks.
Okay.
And then Antti was like, okay, if this guy likes it, I need to have it. So yeah, and then it became a little bit okay, I gotta take both of you guys, Atmos and S-Range, into Spire Tracks, and that's what he did. And then he started to release.
Okay.
So then I released another like 2 or 3 EPs, and then I went for an album.
Okay. And so your first album was when then, Anthony?
2001.
2001?
Yeah, it's called 2001 as well. From the from the space movie 2001, from the sci-fi
Okay.
movie.
Okay. And that was on Flying Rhino, the album?
No, that was on Spiral Tracks.
On Spiral Chance. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, funny actually. I was gonna tell you, like, I you know, because I you know, used to play with that, and like back when we used to do like DJs used to like have like their dat swapping, you know. A lot of the times we used to get tracks but didn't really get the title or the names
It was
of the
no
tracks.
name.
No names. And actually I realized a few years ago that I played a lot of your tracks but without knowing what they, like, who it was.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, that was the whole thing, you know, like if you were friends with the guys that had the connection, they all went to Manali, or they went like somewhere north of India to do their business, and then they were like having their dot tapes with them, and then they were trading dot tapes.
yeah,
and
yeah.
just not to get caught by giving away somebody else's music. To say like, oh, this is a Swedish artist with a, I don't know the name, but it's really good.
Yeah, yeah.
And
we had lots of, I had lots of those, like, you know, I mean, even when I went to Israel or wherever I like went to DJ and we did like swapping, it was like, well, who's this? Well, I'm not really sure. You know, they don't want to give you the names.
yeah, because I mean
Yeah,
that was the premise that, okay, I'm gonna give you this track, but please don't copy this to anybody. And the guy was like, no, I will not buy, no, for sure not. And then we take it back, like, okay, so you have anything unreleased? Yeah, I have something very secret. Okay, I also have something secret. Okay,
yeah.
so you trade with me, I trade with you.
Yeah. So okay, so how many since 2000 and what did you say your album was, 2001?
Yeah.
2001. How many albums have you produced like since then?
Since then, I think I have 5 albums altogether, but there's like a remix album, there's an ambient album, and there is 3 trance albums. And
okay, so 5 in total. That's quite a lot, hey?
yeah, but still, I mean, I still have like maybe 300 or 400 tracks to release, but it's another 30, 40 albums. But since that was the problem when Spiral Tracks closed down in 2006-7. Then everybody started with this digital market, and nobody knew what, like, okay, what should we do?
Yeah.
Like, nobody buys music, so should we give it for free, or should we? And then streaming wasn't a big thing. Streaming was something that came much later, when people started actually getting money for streams. So there was a big gap between 2006-7 and say up to 2012, 13, 14, where people were like, okay, yeah, nobody buys music, everybody's just gonna copy kills the music. So I think that put off many people to release stuff.
So you have like more than like what did you say, more than 200, 300 tracks not released?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, yeah, and the problem when you have this kind of amount of tracks, it's like, okay, you start to feel like, no, this is old production, this is new production. Should I release it? Should I don't release it? What should I do with it?
Okay. That's crazy that you have that many tracks still unreleased.
Yeah. So what happened was that I was playing shows with all this unreleased music instead, and people were like, well, where can I get it? And it's like, yeah, maybe I'll release it later.
So are you thinking about maybe releasing them like at some point, like soon, or
now I have all my rights back for all my music, so now is the time for me to really create a new shop, like a Bandcamp shop and everything, and start releasing everything.
Okay.
Everything that hasn't been released, and also the things that hasn't been digitized on digital releases.
On digital releases. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, crazy. And also obviously you're still producing a lot more music even to
this day. I mean, I have a few out. Yeah, I already have a lot of new stuff. So that I've been working collaboration stuff and my own stuff that hasn't been released. But I mean, in this time, I mean, before it was about, okay, how should we do it with the formats? Today we have all these other things going around the world, like there's no parties. I mean, should I just release the music for people to listen? But I mean, usually before, in this new era, the music was supposed to be like promotion for tours. But if there's no tours, why should I give out the music?
Yeah.
So you're kind of like waiting on saying like, okay, should I wait to release the music till the tour start begins, or should I just release it?
Well, I don't know. My opinion is if you have that many tracks that are already unreleased, why not release some for people to enjoy?
Yeah, it's
you
true.
know? Yeah. Because I mean, anyways, you're always producing new stuff and collaborating with other people. So there's always, you know, and I mean, being as like 300 tracks, that's a lot of tracks, you know?
Yeah, it's a lot of tracks.
Yeah.
Sometimes you even forget what you have and you go like, wow, here's a new track.
Yeah. I mean, you know, because I mean, I think people are always waiting to listen to, you know, music that they haven't heard. So regardless if there's a parties coming up or not, I think you should go for it. Yeah,
I mean, now we have all these Spotifys and SoundClouds and all this thing, and you need to like start to consolidate every stream to one place. And before I couldn't like upload tracks on YouTube because then somebody was claiming ownership of my music, even if the music was unreleased. Yeah. So because people have this crazy companies attached to that seek out new music, and if it was not, if it wasn't like attached to a distribution company, somebody will take it and say this is ours until you prove them this is not yours. Oh wow. Yeah, so it's a very exactly. So there's a lot of dodges happening in this digital realm. Which also I don't know any. Yeah, I don't know any about those stuff. So yeah, that kind of sucks, eh? So you have to be like, kind of careful. Yeah, and then it goes like, oh, sorry that we released your music, but I mean, you didn't attach a special code to this or that. I mean, so today you need to have a company. You have to have your international recording standard codes, and if you don't have those codes attached to your music, people can just grab it and say, no, this is our music. Oh, wow. Yeah. And then you have to prove to them that this is not the case. And then you have to appeal to YouTube. You have to appeal to other courts. And I mean, our music doesn't sell millions and like popular music do. So it's not worth to even hire a lawyer to try to win a case. No. So it's kind of ridiculous. So this is also something you go like, okay, why does it have to be like that? Right, like that. So now when you release stuff, what label do you release on then? I mean, I've been releasing on United Beats, Mad Max label. Okay. So I did tracks with him, and I released on Atmos label, Atmotech, with him. I released a few remixes on Iboga record. I mean, I'm just releasing whenever I feel like it. Somebody's saying Asterix is doing it with Transcendental TV. What? I don't know. I missed what somebody was saying there. Did you see it? No, I didn't see it. Yeah. So I wanted to ask also, which other artists have you collaborated with apart from? I know that you've done quite a few with Mad Max, but I'm wondering who else. Yeah, I did. We had a project a long time ago, me and Noma, called Prex, and we're releasing music. And I've been releasing with another guy from Israel called Ethic. Okay. And Zen Mechanics. I have a track unreleased with Tristan. I have an unreleased track with Rinkadink. Oh, okay. I released a few stuff with Major 7, X-Noise guys. Okay. And, yeah, it's a bunch. I have Rinkadink, he's a funny guy too. Yeah, when I used to live in Sao Paulo, I had a studio there, and all the guys that came from Europe to do tours in South America, they came to my studio, so we always started a project in my studio to do something.
Okay. Did you see what Aja's saying about that too? Transcendental is he takes care of rights on YouTube. So.
Okay, I have to see because my chat is not updating, so it's stuck here.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for the info, Aja.
yeah. I will speak to him later to see what it's all about.
Yeah, I guess it's somebody who takes care of the rights on YouTube. So.
Oh, that's great. That's great because I mean it's been, yeah. When you open a channel, you don't want to get strikes because if you get 3 strikes, you're out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I started to upload tracks that I knew that I'm the owner of, and then suddenly all these strikes were coming because people were like, "No, this is our track." It's like, "Who are you? I never even heard about you before."
Oh gosh. Oh wow.
Yeah.
So like for the future now, so you're kind of thinking about releasing more music, and you're trying to think where you want to release your music, and then for instance, for like gigging wise, I know like this whole like shit situation right now, but what were your plans? Like, did you have any plans arranged for like this year?
No, I mean, yeah, there's since last year they've been, I don't know, I think I have 50 gigs already canceled.
Wow.
Yeah, and yeah, this year it's like, yeah, it's less gigs because people already 2 years ago understood that, okay, if this is gonna happen, we will not make any parties.
Yeah.
So, but I have a few parties here in Brazil that is postponing all the time because they're waiting for it to open. And every time there's like, okay, sorry, we didn't meet the deadline, so we're gonna postpone another 6 months to see if it's gonna happen or not.
Okay, so also in Brazil, there's still nothing really happening yet.
Yeah, nothing happening.
Okay.
It's, I mean, we can go to restaurants, we can have small gatherings, but there is no big parties.
No parties.
No, they were trying to make those parties where you have a drive-in, you go with your car, but I mean that wasn't that successful. I mean, okay, some people try that, but no. People don't want to sit in that drive.
I was trying to think about it like yesterday. I was thinking, I wonder what would be the best like solution, like for like instead of doing like live stream DJing just by yourself, which I've never done because I think it's probably a bit boring, but like how could you do it that you could have like people live like at the same time, like, and have like a little party between them? Like I don't know how to do it. It's you have to kind of think of a way to do that.
Yeah, me too, because I mean I was jumping on in the beginning to do some live streams, and then I was like, so why should I do live streams? I mean, this is just ridiculous. Stand there like you're missing the vibe. I mean, you're standing there alone in a room. You don't feel the audience. You don't feel anybody, and you try to put up a show. It's just so fake.
I know, that's the thing. That's what kind of puts me off. I've had lots of offers, but I'm like, dude, like I don't want to be like DJing and looking at myself in the camera. I mean, what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, this is not what we signed up for in the beginning, right? I mean,
yeah. I'd rather just make a mix at home and then put it online for people to listen to,
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, why play a monkey on stage? It's like, come on.
Yeah.
So,
I also find. Then I wanted to ask you also, like obviously you've been like pretty much all over the world to play. I wanted some like, if there's like a few, I know it's always hard for like to name one, but there's like a few parties that have like stuck in your mind, like that you'll like never forget, like that was like such an amazing party.
I think when it comes to the best ones, I think VOOV Experience in Germany.
The booth? Yeah.
The VOOV, yeah. I mean, this has always been like an amazing thing, especially in the early 2000s. And
I played their couple of times in the Vouv, and one time I think the first time I played there, Mali, was my son was like 5 or something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, this was the mother of all Goa festivals. So when Scotty and Tar invited me, because we used to go there since the beginning almost. So most of us from Gothenburg, we went there when it was at most, there were more than 1,000 people coming from Gothenburg.
Yeah.
Just to go to this party, and it became something like a tradition. So I've been there 14 times in Vouv
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I played 3 or 4 times, I think.
Okay. So that's one of your favorite, and then how about what other ones that? Any other ones?
Yeah, I mean, I like to play in Australia and also in Japan. In Japan, it's always something special because it's so different from Europe or from South America and America. And
yeah, I find that Japanese people, it's like they're very tribal, no?
Yeah, it's very tribal.
Yeah.
And also one of my favorites in Brazil is Universo Paralelo.
Okay.
And because this is also something that is like an adventure. You go there, you're in the middle of nowhere, and then you have party for a week.
Where is that in Brazil? Which part of Brazil?
It's up in Salvador, Bahia.
Oh, okay.
So it's more up in the north from São Paulo. It's much more up in the north. So
okay.
But I mean, there's always like, it's from the airport. It's like 3-4 hours with a bus, or you go by car, and it's a long trip, and there's middle of nowhere.
Okay.
And you come to this beautiful beach, and then suddenly you have 20,000 people raving.
Yeah, wow, cool.
Yeah.
So I guess you're really itching to get back, eh?
Yeah, really itching to get back to stuff. Yeah.
And I also wanted to ask, like, I mean, I guess maybe for you it's kind of a tough question because you have so many tracks, and but is there any tracks of yours like that are like some of your favorite that you've produced? Is there any that you can tell me that are like stand out for you, or?
Yeah, I think, I mean, Larger Plan is in Kim, as I remember before, like from
Domino, what music are you playing in the back? I'm playing S-Range's music.
Yeah. Some old school music there.
Yeah, so whichever artist I interview, or if it's a DJ I interview, I always play their mix or their music in the background. So yeah. Sorry to cut you up there.
Well, I mean, one of my favorite tracks was called Serial Overtypes. That was one of the tracks that I think it was featured on most 20 different compilations.
Okay.
So when CDs was a thing, when you bought CDs, there was on 20 CD compilations.
Okay. So that's the one that stands out for you?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Any other ones?
Oh, well, there's my friend Noma. He made a remix of Outer Range.
Okay.
And that was featured on the white label John W. Fleming compilation, which sold silver in UK. So it was more than 300,000 copies or something like this.
Okay.
So it's like a ridiculous amount of copies.
Wow.
Because you cannot compare selling copies to streams today.
Love from India.
Yeah.
And
This is the Serial Overtype.
What?
This is the Serial Overtype track that you play in the background.
Yeah. And so, and who are can I ask who are some of your favorite artists in the electronic or psytrance scene? I mean,
yeah, when it comes to the psytrance scene, I think for sure, I mean, Asterix is always, he's like, whatever he does it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Everything that Astral Projection and Extreme did before was also something that very much influenced me to make music. As I said before, I was a big fan of Depeche Mode.
Yeah. Me
and
too. I'm a
everything.
massive fan of Depeche Mode.
Yeah, I mean, just amazing music, like for such a long time, you know. Since I was a kid, I was growing up listening to them, and
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if I had,
I've been to see Depeche Mode live like 4 times now.
yeah,
So
yeah,
so
same here.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I used to be a heavy metal hard rock freak, listen to Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, and at the same time, I had no problem going to the Depeche Mode show.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
came there with my long hair like this, and yeah, like why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you also like so also you make like ambient music, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I made down tempo. So I just released an album with the Australian girl called Arkamina,
Okay.
and we released on Sofa Beat Records. We released a down tempo album.
Okay. Is
So
that your first release of an down tempo, or have you done more
no,
before?
I done like even down in 2001 album. I had the finishing tracks of this album was a down tempo album.
Okay.
And so yeah, I've done a few down tempo album, but this was the first like conceptual album I did for down tempo.
Okay. And also you do remixes for people, right?
Yeah,
For
yeah.
you've done quite a few remixes, I think.
Yeah, it's been a few. It's been for Atmos. Well, now I can't remember all of them, but yeah, it's been a few.
And right now you're working on a remix for somebody?
Yeah, I'm remixing Extreme. I was a track that's supposed to give away already like 3 years ago, but it
Okay.
somehow it never went further. Like I almost finished it, but then I wasn't happy with it. But now I'm almost close to finish Extreme remix with electromagnetic.
Okay.
So I'm gonna send to the guys with the label, and hopefully they will be surprised.
Happy with it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. And I guess over the throughout the whole like lockdown thing, I mean, how many tracks have you produced like over the lockdown?
Wow. I don't know. Maybe I think I finished like 5 down tempo albums.
Wow.
And I have 2 or almost 3 trance albums.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've been really busy.
Yeah, I mean, you sit every day for 10, 12 hours. So, I mean, there's stuff
cool.
happening.
So I'm kind of excited then to you know, to wait for all your releases to come out then.
Yeah. I mean, I just have to sort out the business aspect about like how to attach every code to it and not having problems with the rights.
Okay.
And then I will flood the market.
Yeah, that would be cool. So
Yeah.
maybe by, what do you think, by next year you'll have them released, or maybe by the end of this year, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm already like halfway through make a new version of my 2001 album, and so I'll
You're
try
welcome.
to. Yeah, it's like it's a 20 years anniversary of my 2001 album. I wanted to make a 2.0 to have it being able to, you can play it in today's productions, because it happens a lot with it when it comes to quality.
Did you see the last comment here? Some Dom, thanks for introducing Anthony.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah, we learn things. We learn so much. You know, over the interviews, we learn so much about the artist and stuff. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, there's more artists than you think. You know, there's so many.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of artists that they don't really care to promote themselves like crazy on like, so people doesn't even know that they are the guys behind most of the music.
Behind,
Yeah. So
wow. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's just now people have to like wait for you to release some stuff, and then you know, wait to hear you play live again.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can't wait to be on stage again. I mean, everybody's just like waiting for something to happen. I mean, I see in Israel is still opening now. Israel is opening.
Yeah.
And Australia is opening. New Zealand has
New
parties.
Zealand is, yeah, New Zealand has already been having parties since quite a while.
Yeah, but the problem is that we can't travel there to play, so it's all local.
Yeah.
But hopefully everything open up and this madness can stop, you know.
Yeah. Then I have also I want to ask you, like, how do you feel like, you know, the whole scene and everything has changed in, say, the past 10 years? Like, for you, like, what have you seen, you know, like...
Yeah, I mean, what has changed before, like before when I started, it was all about releasing music. And today you need to be present on social media. And it's all about social media.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the biggest difference. It's like today you just have to get your numbers up and you will be famous. If you don't have the numbers up, nobody knows.
You're done for.
Yeah, you're done for, exactly. So I mean, I there's no problem to go to whatever site and you pay a few $1,000 to get a few 100,000 likes. I mean, so
Yeah.
and then in the end, it's like, so what is the purpose of this?
Yeah. Well, I'm done for, because, you know,
Yeah.
I'm not really one of those ones that pushes myself on the media. So
No, me neither. I mean, I don't have any interest to promote myself like every day. Like, this is what I eat. This is what I do. It's like,
yeah.
you want to put out, I mean,
Yeah.
record your daily life 24/7. It's like you become your own reality show.
Yeah, true. One of the best and favorite artists, and then it says Domino was the first international Goa DJ ever seen in Brazil back in the 97, 98. Yeah, that my S-Range was the first international live brought to Brazil. Cool.
Yeah. You see, we have something common there. You were the first international. I was the first live act.
Yeah. I played in Brazil. It was 97, long time ago.
Wow. Yeah. I at that time I didn't even know where Brazil existed, had even an electronic scene. You know?
Yeah, but it was. I mean, obviously back then it wasn't probably is not as big as it is now. But
no, today's crazy. Today is just over the top. I think if it wasn't for Brazil or Mexico, there wouldn't be any trance scene. And
so you also played in Mexico?
Yeah.
And you like it there?
Yeah, I mean, I played for this guy from Maya Productions in the old days, and I mean, they did really good parties and huge parties, and I played also down in Cancun for many festivals there. And
I see that. I'm sure I saw somewhere just recently on Mad Max's page that he's playing in Mexico. No?
Yeah, him and Mechanica, they're all like going there to play a festival. I'm not sure exactly, but this month or next month. So, and also there's a few parties in the United States. Yeah, didn't Astro Projection go play there? Yeah, they're gonna have a tour there, and there's also some festivals in the private-owned part, like lands where people make their festivals, and yeah. So I'm guessing for you, your first, because you're in Brazil, like obviously when your first gig will probably be in Brazil, right? Yeah, I mean, I had a few parties that they're all waiting for it to happen. I mean, when it's gonna happen, the party's gonna be on. Yeah. So. Okay. Cool. So I mean. I don't know if there's anybody here wants to ask S-Range some questions. Please shoot for it right now before we have to say goodbye, please. You know, because I've been it's so hard when we're speaking to like check
what people are saying.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody wants to ask Anthony anything now. If you guys have any questions.
Yeah, my questions here, they're not popping up, like they're not moving. They got stuck here and somehow.
Oh, they're frozen?
Yeah, it's like I have to scroll to even be able to see anything.
Oh. Any tracks, somebody says here, any tracks over 185 BPM? Question mark.
Yeah, no, I never did this high-tech style. I mean, the fastest track I ever done was 146. And this is,
146.
yeah, and as if I were to quote the Shiva Jörg, that would be like ambient music.
Oh, there's a question. What are your thoughts on Coxbox music?
Oh, I mean, Frankie does amazing music, and especially his new. He has a new band called Iridium that released on Tip Records, and it's like a really amazing back to Goa style, like driving 146, 150 BPM fast music. It's really nice.
Okay, and then one last question here. Can you tell us more about the next release of S-Range?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, no, there's nothing in the pipeline that is. I mean, I have a track with Atmos called Lords of 16, and it hopefully be released this fall. You know.
Yeah, I guess S-Range is going to be releasing stuff as soon as possible, and we should know about it pretty soon. I mean, he's got a lot of music stashed away, so.
There is one track with Atmos that is waiting for the right moment to get released.
Okay. Well, we're gonna cut the time here.
Okay.
Because time goes so quick. It's like And anyways, Auntie, thank you so much for doing this. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you, Domino.
To get to know your background and everything. And yeah, and good luck with everything for the future.
You too, Domino. Nice to have you here. Like,
I'm also looking forward to your releases.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you some promos. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Stay safe.
Have a good
Bye.
one. Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.